There are three main types of implants that are used in breast augmentation today. I'm mainly going to focus on two of those types because they're what are used most commonly. The first type of breast implant is a saline-filled breast implant. A saline-filled breast implant looks like this. This one actually has some air in it, but the air is taken out prior to implantation in the patient. So when the air is removed, this is essentially a flat piece of plastic, deflated plastic. And by plastic, I mean that the shell is actually composed of silicone. So when this is deflated, the implant can be rolled into a small cylindrical shape and inserted through a very small incision. Once it's inserted into the patient, it's then inflated completely full with saline. The reason this implant has somewhat fallen out of favor is that it's actually less natural in its appearance and its feel once it's implanted. So the reason, at least in my practice, why these saline-filled implants have fallen out of favor a bit is that if you can picture this implant when it's in the body with the person standing upright, this is how it's seated. And this implant would be completely filled with saline like a balloon. Because the shell, however, is harder than an actual balloon, it's not very compressible. And that's why the feel of the breast with a saline implant isn't as soft or as natural as with a silicone implant. In addition, if this implant is filled completely, you can almost picture it looks sort of like a ball. And when the person is upright, that ball doesn't change its shape. It doesn't naturally sort of move downward like breast tissue would. So that brings me to the other type of implant, which is commonly used. And in my practice, I use this probably 98 or 99% of the time. This is a silicone gel-filled implant. The benefits, as I've just said, are that this implant actually feels more natural and it appears more natural. And again, if you can see, when I put this implant in a patient, the patient standing upright, you can see that, and this is an implant that is filled just the way it would be in a patient. There's no filling that we do. And instead of the implant retaining its normal flat shape like this, when it's upright, it actually does what the breast tissue does. So that's why it actually appears more natural. In addition, this implant is less prone to rippling than the saline-filled implant. So all in all, this is a more natural feeling and appearing implant, and it's what I use most commonly. Lastly, the third type of implant, which has recently been approved by the FDA, is a natural, we say, teardrop-shaped implant. This implant is interesting because most women want naturally shaped breasts, and they want sort of a teardrop shape to their breasts. However, there are some downsides to using this implant, and those downsides are, what contribute to the fact that not many surgeons are using this implant at this time. With an anatomically correctly shaped implant, so one that's not just completely round such as this, it actually has a teardrop shape, and that shape does not change. If that's placed in a woman's body and that implant rotates while inside, then you have complete change of the shape of a woman's breast, and that mandates an extra procedure. Whereas if I have a round implant in a woman's body and that rotates, obviously nothing happens, and that's actually what typically does happen, is this rotates with inside.